Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Jesus. Have we put any of these things together yet? It's only really the cutlery and the clock hands. So, like, did she steal the clock hands as well? Maybe. Even just says this is a red herring. Okay. Oh, damn it. This will probably have to be where I need to use my brain, so it's not going to go well. Are you nervous, Falcon? Nope. We've got this case in the bag. Look at my feathers, see? Totally unruffled. Wow, well, at least one of us is feeling confident. Monsieur Falcon, Petty Sparrowson, is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. Let's move it over. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Seems weird that the sort of posher ones, keep saying yeah. Oh god, judge voice. Alright, everyone settle down. Is everyone here? This is fucking Prince Charles, isn't it? J.J. Falcon, present. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Rupert Rabington, present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honour. Oh, that's not it. Oh, gosh, what? Where are my notes? Ha! I knew it. Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris law school together. He was in all of my classes. Oh, was he smart? Pfft, no, he was always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams? Fuck. Yeah, if they keep switching the voices too quickly, shit like that's going to happen. On the luck of his two rabbits' fate. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag. That's good to know, but say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. Oh, the jury, all present. And again, Your Honour. Wait, no, that's... it's a similar kind of bird. We'll use the same voice. Fuck it. Hey, Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Does the hippo count as more? What have we actually got there? We've got a dog, a hippo, a goat, an ostrich, spoonbill? I don't know, some fancier bird, an otter, possibly, and a vulture with an F. Oh, those 2 birds with the funny hats are assessors, the associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Catalina de Meow. Prosecution, please call your first witness to stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Volerti, to the witness stand. Inside the oath. Oh god, another one. Fuck. What's this guy? Pirate. Fuck it, he's got a similar kind of hat. As you will, Your Honour. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Just Volerti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. What the fuck is...
Stick to the questions, Inspector.
Of course, Your Honour. Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case? That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. And perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival? Absolutely. Just after 7:30 we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Rawgile. At the scene of the crime we found Dame Cataline de Miao. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Granwy with his blood on her paws. Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honour. Bloodied paws? Nobody told me that detail. Keep together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Of course, I know this. But the player doesn't.
You're having a cross-examination, Mr. Falcon.
Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. Okay, does that involve all this shit? Right, so the bloodied paws is different. I think I should have paid better attention to the time. I think they were lined up. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Okay. Statement question. Okay, good. Right. At the scene of the crime, we found... Yeah, because I thought the housemaid said she found the victim. I'm also wondering if, like, the timing of the photograph and everything is going to come into it. But for this... sliced open... Yeah, that seems about right. Like, they said it was pretty bad. Inspector, you say you found Dame Cataline at the scene of the crime? Correct. The suspect was standing right beside the victim's body. When you say standing right beside... Would you say the two were less than 1 meter away? I would say around 3 feet. Feet? I'm not familiar with British measurements. How many feet are in a meter? And if it's bird feet, then it can vary. Well, there are 12 inches in a foot and 2.5 centimetres into an inch, so... Depends who you ask. Wait, I need a pen and paper. 12 inches to a foot, that's just plain silly.
Is your Falcon, is it going anywhere?
Hopefully. Yes, Your Honour, the metric system is going towards a unified system of measurements for the entire world. Assuming those stubborn-ass Americans don't drop the ball, that is.
I meant for the trial. Does this line of questioning have any purpose in the context of the trial?
Not in any form whatsoever, Your Honour.
Then stop wasting our time. I'm on death's door, you fuck.
Ben Rolling! Oh, I can't do that. They're all French. You lost a little favour with the jury. Shit.
You have another question about the scene of the crime.
Hopefully. Well, actually, if it wasn't that, then that's the only thing I can think of. No, let's move on in case we fuck people off more. Oh shit, is that what? That's it. Wait, no. We were brought to the scene by the housemaid. Fuck, I don't know. Try that. Inspector, you say you were alerted to the scene by Baron Rorgar's housemaid. That is correct. What was her name? The housemaid's name was Colleen de Haar. We found her running from Chateau Crenier with tears in her eyes. Colleen? That was the thieving giraffe lady, wasn't it? We questioned her extensively, but we didn't find anything implicative. As far as the police are concerned, Colleen de Haar is not a suspect. I don't know really, she's as shifty as the cat in a different way. They're going to accuse me of wasting time again, but I don't know. Could the housemaid have been the murderer? I object, Falcon. You can't go around accusing people of murder willy-nilly. I must agree, I saw and heard nothing that made me suspect the housemaid. No motive, no means. Just a very, very long neck. Falcon, do you have any reason to suspect that the housemaid was a murderer? No. Well, no, I don't. I was just exploring the possibility. In any case, I saw and heard nothing that made me suspect the housemaid of murder. Do you have another question about the housemaid? Fuck, I guess not. Is it as simple as that? Like, because we didn't know that? But just because we didn't know that doesn't mean it's a discrepancy, or... I was also just thinking, sliced open, a cat could do that more easily than a giraffe, which would, like, trample them, but... I mean, these are personified animals, so they could just be a giraffe with a knife, I don't know. She was stealing cutlery. Actually, she was stealing cutlery, is that... But then... Oh, fuck. I don't think I'm very good at this lawyer lark. Unintentional bird pun. Inspector, you say Dame Cataline had blood on her paws? Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. Whose blood was it? Ha! What a question. It was Monsieur Gromway's, of course. How can you be so sure? I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Cataline's paws could have only belonged to one person, Monsieur Gromway. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions.
I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Mr. Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Mr. Gromway?
Fuck. Did we just, like, miss a shit ton of evidence? Because I feel like I've got nothing here. If that ended up in the fountain, could it be because Baron was washing blood off his hands? He is a lion, if we're going with the whole claws thing. It's... Ruthless businessman. Fuck, let's try it. I'm fucking winging it, but I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Cataline's paws had nothing to do with the murder. Jesus, calm down. This is foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Cataline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from? Oh, of course. Bloody rare steak. Right. Okay. Jesus, caught it at the last minute, but fuck. Yeah, okay. I should still keep in mind the Baron, though, because the cigar in the fountain might be something. Oh, my tea's gone cold now. On the evening of the murder, Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak. Yes.
Is it true, Mr. Remington?
Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose the steak may have been on the menu. Then, Inspector, you would acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak. And of course it would be on her paws, because they had no cutlery. Right. It's no good working this shit out after the fact, is it? But I don't know. Scraping by with no cutlery. Well... Oh, wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! Intriguing, pretty convincing. You gained a little favour with the jury. So, Inspector Valerti, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Now hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You're overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Cataline is an elegant... Pardon me. What a word to belch on. Bourgeois kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilised animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners? 'Cause of the thieving giraffe. Oh, that is a good question, or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet, something that forced Dame Cataline to eat with her paws. The photograph. No. Dame Cataline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rawgyle residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Rawgyle approached us about this very subject last night. Ah! Innocent, perhaps. What a twist. What a twist.
What's the meaning of all this? I fell asleep for a while. Bloody steak, misplaced silverware. What the fuck's going on? Where am I? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report?
Lax, my investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force. You're missing a hand, though.
It is amazing that the Parisian police manage to solve any crimes at all.
Hey! Oh dear.
Anyway, Inspector, perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case, motherfucker.
Oh. Whenever it's an ellipsis, that's what it's going to be. Oh. Fine, so be it, messieurs, until next time. I remember you took my eye.
Well, think you do. I trust your next witness is ready.
Yeah, yes, of course, Your Honour. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Rubino, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder.
Mr. Rubino, please approach stand to recite the oath.
How does he go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself to the court record? Huh, as if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I'm the great Monsieur Robinho, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste de un pipe. The fuck? I don't know what. You may have seen my works in hip magazines, La Branche or Séchoir. Séchoir? Séchoir. I can send you tweets if you like. Yeah, very good. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon. It's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Did I say 17th or some shit earlier? I think I did. Ignore me. I don't have a brain. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Rubinio, but let's get down to business. Could you tell us your activities on the night of the murder? Oh, very well. I was hired by Baron Rogal to capture the evening's events. After 7 in the evening, I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Where are you from again? Then I billed Baron Rogal and left. Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that you could all see for yourselves. Good job we didn't steal it. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see, who do we have here? In the middle, we see Baron Rogal, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we see a Seigneur Patois de Miao, the father of the defendant, Dame Cataline. And finally, we see the housemaid, Colleen Duhart, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Granouille. The second is the defendant, Dame Cataline de Miao. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Mr. Rabington, this proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That does not mean that they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon, I'm not done yet. Behind the photograph subjects we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. We do. A clock with hands. Now why is the time significant? Well, as Inspector Valerti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Cataline herself. Falcon, something is fishy. In the jail cell, Dame Cataline told us that she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her in Rubinio's photograph. That's true, but I can't use Dame Cataline's testimony as evidence. It has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Rubinio's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I will have to dish out evidence of my own. Your Honour, I would like to cross-examine the witness. It's a waste of time if you ask me. The photographs are rock-solid evidence. Okay, hopefully we'll do a bit better on this one. I arrived at 7 PM, set up my camera, captured the beauty of the evening's event. Yep. Then I billed Baron Rogal and left. Surely you mean you beaked him? No, that doesn't make any sense. Shit, I can't remember the developing one now. I said commit it to memory, but I committed who was in it to memory. I didn't commit the clock hands thing. But that's got to be the evidence, right? Because I don't think it said when she stole the clock hands. So if it was beforehand, then he has added in the clock hands to be at 7:30. Yeah, but then where do I... Oh, fuck. Okay, let me down the rest of this revolting tea. Ugh. Jesus, fuck. Ugh. Oh, it's good for you, they say. Yeah. I guess it would be the photograph, wouldn't it, rather than... Well, it's the time in the photograph, but... Because, yeah, the arrival time is not the discrepancy. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. Oh. Why is it in black and white? No. I see a mistake in the photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Rubinio, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not?
That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies.
That is most curious, because I see a mistake.
A mistake? Impossible. I just told you, Monsieur, the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless.
Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be a bit more specific. Certainly. Right, let's fucking hope we're on the right track with this, because, you know, otherwise. Him, or the clock. Yes, right, good. Okay, the fact that we can select it gives me a bit more hope. The clock in this photograph. There is something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defence sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client. Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Rabington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. Boom, motherfucker. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Clinière has no hands. It has no hands? The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Rolgeil or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Rubinio, how do you explain this discrepancy?
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh, I have to go. I don't know, there must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless.
There's no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world.
Maybe there was an error in the printing process.
An error precisely where the clock's hands should be. Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Rubinio, edited this photograph in Photoshop or some such.
Edited?
I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process.
Oh, bollocks.
Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Rubinio created a perfect alibi. Oh! I tried to do, like, his voice, but anyway. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Why was Monsieur Rubinio coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Rubinio.
Oh, fine, you got me. I'm guilty. I did it all.
You did it. You're confessing to the murder, Monsieur Granwy.
What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs, and yes, that included...
Where's this fucking voice going? Oh dear.
Adding hands to the clock.
You were ordered by whom?
I dare not say.
Monsieur Rubinio, I strongly advise you to answer the defence's question. Oh, hang on, what the fuck? That was way too clear for this guy. You're not supposed to be able to work out what he's saying at all. I suddenly feel younger.
You pledge to speak without fear, after all.
With respect, George, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names.
Well, you just have, bucko. His claws? Did you hear that, Falcon?
It is most unfortunate. Mr. Rubinio, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the ancien regime, after all.
French joke, I assume.
But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand of the weapon. Up and go. Don't fucking take you charged with perjury. Fuck off.
I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs.
Pretty convincing. So the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Catalina's absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Monsieur Rabington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. You heard me. That's the word. Reliable. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Catalina was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Signor Portois de Miu, perhaps? No, it's the one person you're not mentioning. Oh, hang on. Shit, the fact that he said claws means it could be lion or cat. Yeah. I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Signor Portois to implicate his own daughter. Unless there's something else to that. But yeah, no, I think the cigar butt is leaning towards Lionel. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rorgile deliberately tried to frame Dame Catalina? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of the community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Rabington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. Oh! Fucking fire. Throwing shade. Anyway. However. Oh. Oh, fuck. Where's his voice again? It was something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I should offer my opinion.
But Baron, it's not a time for your witness testimony yet.
So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence.
Incompetence?
Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge?
That's fine. I know. I fell asleep again.
Very good. And I trust that the defence has no objections.
No objections here.
Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening.
Oh, okay. Baron Rorgile on the
The initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Gromway left to visit the garden. Dame Catalina followed behind him moments later. Signor Portois, Monsieur Rubinio, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Gromway and Dame Catalina. That would be when I heard her cry for help.
Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. I would like to cromodom. I would like crumpets. And to cross-examine the witness.
Do you doubt my integrity, garçon?
I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron.
Very well then. Hit me with your best shot. Let's establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rorgile, am an honest man.
And the defense might proceed with the...
Okay, it's a shame that he's the one who did it, because that voice is difficult to keep doing. Garden, housemaid. So it's the cigar butt, but what leads into that? That's fine. They said the food was nice, despite the cutlery being missing. Garden. I guess garden? Yeah, I think that would be it. Baron, we saw the murder scene, your garden, for ourselves. What's with all the horses? When was the last time you visited it? Baron Rawgyle, when was the last time you ventured into your own garden?
As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years.
You dumb fuck. Years, you say?
Indeed.
Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar. In fact, I almost took on your voice there for a second. But that claim does not hold up to scrutiny.
Oh, and why is that?
Because we have hard evidence that you visited the garden recently.
Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. Ah.
That one. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred. The murder occurred. A cigarette butt? That could belong to anybody and...
Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Baron.
That is indeed one of the remnants of my cigars, but I must apologise, Mr. Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years.
Objection, moving the fucking goalposts.
But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin.
You see, Falcon, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. Shut the fuck up, let me go home. I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience. And a little paddling. The cigar butt was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden.
There are any number of possible explanations. Don't you know that cigar butts are famously bouncy?
Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is that you, Baron Rawgyle, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own butt. And illicit activities.
Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be?
You want me to spell it out? Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rawgyle, murdered Monsieur Granouille. That is what you were trying to keep hidden.
Directly accusing me of murder. How shamelessly brazen.
That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive or opportunity. No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Abington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rawgyle as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Cutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Rubinio confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws.
Ridiculous, I would never threaten a man with violence.
You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2.
He's preposterous.
And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. I'm glad he's just doing this bit on autopilot, because I didn't think about that. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for an easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said.
Prosecutor, are you just going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something. Object.
I've shat myself, Baron.
Oh, you're pitifully useless.
After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So, out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Signor Pourtois de Mio, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Cataline was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised.
This is an outrage. Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic.
No, there is only one outrage here. It's how loud the soundtrack is in the background. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind.
How dare you, garçon, the utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist.
No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs.
You incredulous whelp. I ought to gut you right here and now like a damned frog.
Baron, I believe you've shat yourself with your pants still on. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work for
Could someone please restrain the Baron?
Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself.
Why did turn of event? Does the prosecution have anything to add?
Well, in a manner of speaking, to be honest, no.
I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I'll have the animals of the court be...
Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you, I just hope it was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Cataline's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure. Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system. It's fucked. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organise the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Cataline's innocence. All I have done is demonstrate that there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty. I'm not sure I understand the difference.
Well, in light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error in judgment was made by the conventional arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Cataline de Mio, to be... No,
Hooray. Monsieur Falcon, Petit Sparrowson, you did it. Yes, I suppose we did, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. You did it, Falcon. I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement. I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get one bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses. You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Oh, I was nothing. I very much like the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius. Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there is no need to play coy. The case is over. Shit. Wait, what is this? That's not fair. There was... Despite her being suspicious as fuck, there was no real... Oh. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Oh, wow. I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spell it out for you. I murdered Monsieur Granwy, and I'd do it again. I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal, just business, you understand.
Business?
To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that drunk old frog was the weakest link.
Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rawgar's cigar butt in the garden.
Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris's finest.
But Falcon proved that Monsieur Rubinio's photograph was edited.
It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Granwy in the garden. My papa knew that I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Rubinio to paint me over Baron Rawgile and to add hands to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly.
Oh. Oh.
What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There are many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeois kitty like me.
I think you should leave.
Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petit Sparrowson.
Shit. Falcon, what do we do now?
He's having a fucking nervous breakdown. Falcon? No, we will call it there for today. But, yeah, wow. Yeah, because I can't do much more in a single session in terms of the voice work. But, yeah, no, I'm quite enjoying this so far. Hopefully, you all are, if you are watching. Well, if you're not, then you can't hear this. But, no, so cheers all for watching, and we'll continue with this next time. I don't believe it's a hugely long game, but, yeah. And I even managed to scrape through with my very bare bones skills of deduction. So, yeah, not bad. And we successfully ignored the red herring, as you always should. I still don't have a good outro.